We take a look at KNT Netball now on the Friday night sports show, and our KNT Netball correspondent Sally Bywater is on the line with me. How are you, Sally?
I'm good, thank you. It's great to be back for another week.
It is great to have you back for another week, and it's hard to believe we've only got one round left before finals. The season has flown by, but there's been plenty of drama in this league, plenty of chopping and changing on the ladder, and it's been, well, pretty much another week of that this week. And we'll start off with the Border Districts and Lucindale game, because that was no doubt the match of the round, and Border Districts were on top not that long ago, and they've dropped to fourth after losing this one 47-42. Lucindale have jumped them on the table.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see. Obviously, Border Districts are in that three-horse race at the top of the ladder for weeks and weeks, but now Lucindale are finishing the season strong, and I think they've probably come from sixth place up to third, so it's just an amazing effort by them. And this was a really close game for three quarters. It was only the second quarter that Lucindale went up 16-9, so they went up by 7 goals in the second quarter, which in the end was the end of the result in what they won. So a great game here between two teams that will be contesting finals, and Border Districts in fourth spot, really, having to dig deep.
Lucindale, no doubt, looking like the dark horse of the comp, because you're right, we sort of had them lumped in with Naracoorte and Kirby Bolite and even sort of Mundalla in that middle bracket of the table, and we certainly had Border Districts in that top three with Keith and Penola, but all of a sudden Lucindale have charged into the top three and they're looking like a real dark horse for finals. Have they added any players mid-season, or has it just been flat-out improvement as the season's gone on?
No, they have had a couple of players come in partway through the season. So they've had Holly Ogilvie come in. She's only played the last, I think she's just qualified, so played 5 games. So she had a baby earlier in the season, so didn't play that first half where Lucindale probably struggled a bit. So I think she's a very good inclusion in that team, as well as Chloe Kane in the forward there as well. She came in halfway through, so great inclusion for Lucindale.
All right, a little bit of mum strength for Lucindale there, so we'll see how far that can carry them in the finals, but they're certainly looking like they're in good shape. One of our other close games over the weekend was Keith and Kirby Bolite. On the final score on the scoreboard, it doesn't look like it was too close. Keith 64 over Kirby 55, but it was close until that fourth quarter.
It definitely was a fantastic game here again by two teams that will be contesting finals hopefully this season. So Kirby had the upper edge. They were a goal up at quarter time. Then Keith came back and were a goal up at half time. Then Kirby came back and were a goal up at 3/4 time. So it was just this last quarter that Keith really played a great brand of netball, winning their quarter 19-9. So 10 goals up in that last quarter was fantastic, and that's why they're top of the ladder. And Kirby, is searching to finish off 4 quarters of netball.
So a big win there by Keith in the end, 9 goals, but it definitely goes to show Kirby are right with it, and every team that's going to be playing finals is a serious chance to win on any given day. Obviously, Keith on top of the ladder and Kirby in 5th, but it was just that one quarter that let down Kirby, so it'll be interesting to see if Kirby can make any noise in finals coming from 5th. We also had Naracoorte getting the win over Mundalla, 61-44. Too little too late from Naracoorte. It's a bit of a shame for them. They've actually got their percentage is almost dead even with Keith, who have won 5 more games for the season, but they won't be featuring in finals.
Yeah, it's just amazing. They did have a great win last week, and again, they finished off really strong, winning the last quarter by 8 to really cement that win. But a great game here. They've probably been that team of the has-beens. If they'd had a few wins where they got those short losses, they would have probably been playing finals netball, but there's probably a slither of a chance that they can make finals, but I don't think they will. But it'd be great to see them play, but we won't see them this year.
Yeah, we're riding them out of finals in pencil, but we're not riding it in pen just yet, because I think mathematically, depending on next week's results, they are still a chance. But it's not looking likely for Naracoorte, but we will see what happens next week. And our last game was Penola and Bordertown, and a pretty easy win for Penola here, 57-36 over Bordertown. So they're looking pretty sharp ahead of finals.
Absolutely. They've had a great game of netball last week against Bordertown. So Bordertown played their last game for the season, obviously having a bye this week against Pathway, but 21-goal winners by Penola, really stamping their authority to play some good finals netball. And again, the second half, they won by nearly 20 goals, which was nearly that margin in the end. So a great first half by Bordertown, but couldn't quite put four quarters together.
That's right. So Bordertown done for the season on the bye next week. And we'll look ahead to next week. Kingston were on the bye in round 15, but they're back in action in round 16. And they'll have their work cut out for them. They're hosting Keith.
They are. So it will be a fine finish for them. I think Keith will get the win in this one. And if Kingston do lose, unfortunately they will go back to bottom spot, so Bordertown will jump up a win without playing. But Keith really wanted that last. They'll have a week off next week, so they'll really want to finish strong and play some great netball. And then at the end of the day, these two have got Ladies' Day down at Kingston, so it'll be a great finish for the season for both teams.
Good way to finish the season there for them, and we'll see how that game pans out. Keith certainly won't be looking to let up 1 week out from finals. And next game, we've got Mundalla hosting Kybe Bolite.
Yes, this will be another great game. Mundalla obviously not going to make finals this year and really want to finish strong. They lost by 11 goals earlier in the season. I think hopefully they might be a bit close, but Kybe, if they win, they definitely make finals. So they'll be knowing that going into this game. They'll want to get a win, and I think they will win and just clinch that fifth spot.
So for Kybe to miss finals, they'll have to drop that game against Mundalla, and Naracoorte will have to beat Border Districts, which is a big ask, and we know Naracoorte have struggled a little bit against some of those top teams, but as we spoke about earlier, Border Districts have been on a little bit of a slide. They're down to 4th on the ladder. Is there any chance for Naracoorte to sneak into finals here if Kybe are unable to beat Mundalla?
Again, you've got to put the ball in your court, so you want to have that win just in case, and a result will go the other way. So they'll have that in the back of their minds also, that slither of hope to make it. And Border Districts, as we said, they probably didn't quite get up there against Lucindale, and again, they're fighting for 3rd spot if they get this win. So there's just so many little mathematical scenarios in this last round of matches. This is great to see. So Naracoorte, I don't think they'll get the win. I think Border will be too strong, but hopefully Naracoorte will finish off well.
And our last game of the round is going to be Lucindale and Penola. So Penola sitting 2nd, Lucindale sitting 3rd. And like you said, Border Districts can jump Lucindale if they win and if Penola beat Lucindale. But if Lucindale manage to win this one, it will be Lucindale and Penola playing again in the first week of finals. So this one's a really intriguing matchup. And even if they don't meet in the first week of finals, they're a good chance to meet at some point in the finals. So there'll be a lot of strategy involved here, I'd imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Just knowing that, you possibly are going to play them again next week in a double chance final. You'll be wanting to, do as much as you can this week to play around with it. So, of course, mathematically, Penola win, Keith lose, Penola will go top. Border Districts win and Lucindale lose or draw, Borders go 3rd. So there's just so many different things that we can see here. So in the end, the ball's in your court. You win, you'll finish where you need to be. So I think there'll just be some great games of netball here. And I think in this game, Lucindale might get the edge over Penola.
Yeah, there's plenty still to play out, and nothing has been straightforward in this league. Maybe it was in the first 5 or 6 weeks, but the ladder's been chopping and changing like crazy ever since then. So, nothing is straightforward. Everything is earned, and we're very excited to see how it plays out. And for Lucindale, it's a bit of a tricky situation because you want to go all out and you want to win the game, but if you've got to play Penola again the following week, you maybe don't want to show your hand too much. So it's actually a pretty good situation for Penola where if they can't manage to win this one, they'll actually get a good chance to scout out their opponent for the first week of finals. Yeah,
exactly right. I think it's just fantastic. So obviously they're playing at Lucindale this week, and then possibly they'll change the tables because it's at Penola next Saturday, so they'll have that home court advantage as well. So I'm just looking this is my match of the round by a long shot. Fantastic game, and I really think it might shape our final series.
Very, very excited to see how it all plays out. Are you getting out to any of the games this weekend, Sally?
I will. I'm actually heading to Pathway this week, so I won't actually see an A-grade game of netball, but I look forward to seeing Bordertown and Pathway finishing off their season strongly.
All right, very good. Well, enjoy the B grade, and it's going to be a cracker in the A grade as well. Enjoy all the action, and we look forward to catching up next week as the season wraps up.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.